Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 9 of albums that are 30 years old in 2023. That's right, we're looking back all month at those releases that came out in 1993. They're celebrating their 30th anniversaries, having their 30th birthdays this year. This particular one released April 6, 1993. Recorded at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, California. Also at Grandmaster Studios in Hollywood, California. Produced by Sylvia Massey and the band for Zoo Records. I'm talking about the debut full-length studio album from Tool, Undertow. That's right. Remember buying this off the rack when it came out? I certainly do. Yeah, this is kind of a weird time if you were a hard rock and metal fan in the 70s going into the 80s. The 90s come around and all of a sudden you've got all these bands from Seattle, bands from all over the place that are playing a little bit different music, right? Some of it's heavy, some of it's kind of punky, some of it is kind of progressive, some of it's kind of depressing, call it grunge, and you got alternative and all this other stuff, all this new music, all these new bands coming out of the woodwork. But, some of them were pretty heavy, including these guys. But these guys, I think, also embraced their love of, prog and classic metal. Gave us something totally different. I mean, Tool sounded like nobody else at the time. Didn't sound like Nirvana. It sounded like Soundgarden or Alice in Chains. Maybe, Helmet maybe has some similarities. But, these guys were rhythmically very complex. And like a lot of off-kilter arrangements and things. Haunting vocals. At times the music is pretty brutal. Other times it's very kind of atmospheric and introspective. Very unique band. They would go on to get even more complex and weird. This is probably one of their more straightforward releases. And I would call this a metal album. It's got progressive tendencies, right? And the guys in the band for this album, Maynard James Keenan on lead vocals. Adam Jones on guitar. Paul Diamore on bass, and Danny Carey on drums. Got some additional people helping out on this album, but some great stuff on here. You guys remember the first time you saw the video for Sober? I do. I remember thinking, wow, what is this? I like this song. It's kind of wild and really heavy, and the video is weird. There's a lot of other great tracks on here. Intolerance is another really, really good one. Prison Sex is awesome. Like I said, Sober, classic right there. Crawl Away, Swamp Song. Swamp Song is terrific. And most of these songs on here are actually really memorable and really catchy. They're weird, sure. They're heavy, sure. But very, very cool stuff. I love Undertow. Flood's another really good one. Some doomy shit going on that one, but there's just, like I said, rhythmically, the guitar work is just like off kilter and then really big booming and heavy. This is not a band that does like lots of solos, but Danny Carey too is always doing this kind of cool, intricate drumming and percussive stuff. Just really, really good. And then you got the, Maynard's vocals are really different, really, really different. And of course, interesting kind of creepy imagery permeating the entire album. I don't remember if there's any pictures of the band in here. Probably not. Oh yeah, you got them here. Ah yes, 1993, people. Crazy stuff. But yeah, a really good album. I mean, all these years later, and Tool is we're never the most prolific band ever. This album still, for me, ranks up fairly high in their catalog. Again, not a lot of albums. They've got a lot of gems, right? I don't think Tool ever made a bad album. Some of them are kind of impenetrable, right? They're just so dense and hard to figure out and not as easier listening as this. I still really like this album, and I like, God, I don't even remember the exact ranking order I did when I did the Ranking the Albums of Tool show a couple of years back, but I remember this one being fairly up there. I mean, it's a top 2 or 3 still for me. I think some people like some of the later ones more. I can't argue that because there's all really good ones. All of them are really good, but something about Undertow still really works for me. So it's again, out of all these kind of like new metal and grungy things and alternative metal and all this stuff that was coming out like in the early to mid 90s, I still, to me, Tool are still always one of the better bands of that era, of the heavier bands, alongside Soundgarden and Alice in Chains for me. So yeah, Undertow is my pick for today, day 9. Let us know what you think of Tool's Undertow in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Stay tuned for day number 10 coming up tomorrow. Can you believe it's going to be Friday already? Where is this week gone? I tell you, March is just flying by. So be right back with you tomorrow morning for another one, as well as Martin Popwolf will be joining us once again. Friday morning at the Funhouse, we'll be talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations for 2023. So we'll be doing a whole show on that. And lots more coming up on the channel as well. So stay tuned. We should have, hope maybe today, tonight, we'll see, or tomorrow, you're going to get another video showing off the rest of my movie collection. That's coming up hopefully soon. We've also got, we're going to do the Underappreciated and Overlooked live albums. Going to have another episode of that coming up soon, as well as the 6 classic album in a row series. It's been a little bit since I did that last one. Just so much going on, trying to keep track of all these little shows. And we're also going to have this weekend, we've got ranking the albums of Cynic. We're also going to have on Sunday another episode of Curse of the Collector. So lots of stuff going on this week. Lots of stuff happening. So stay tuned for all of it. And till then, I am Pete Pardo. Oh, and also, you're going to get a bonus whole bunch of new album reviews today as well. It's almost like Wednesday part 2. So because I've got so much new stuff to get to, I've been listening to a lot of it. I figure, why wait till next week? Not much else going on here on Thursday. We don't have Monsters Den tonight, so I figure, you know what, guys, you're going to get another handful of new album reviews from me today. So this way I'm kind of get a little bit caught up, so I don't have so many for next week and the week after. So because I got some big ones coming up next week, so I want to get rid of some of the other ones that are sitting here in my queue. So it's coming up today. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pete Pardo. See you real soon here on the channel. All right, take care. Bye bye.